Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to create a Spring Boot project with CRUD functionalities, which is create, update, add, delete, and also for storing our data I'm going to use a PostgreSQL database. If you are ready, let's get to start. In order to create our Spring Boot, we need to go to the browser and search Spring Initializer and this one, and then in the first link, which is start.spring.io. And this is the website, which is, here we are just generating our Spring Boot, application. Okay, here there is the Maven project selected and the language and the Spring version, and here is the project metadata, and we need to make some little changes. I want to write the Zukhriddin, and the project name is product management system, which is the shorter MS, which is product management system. Okay, and others is like default, and the packaging is jar, and the version 17 in this current time is the LTS version is 17. Okay, therefore is by default is selected 17. And then here on the right side there is a dependency, and then we need to add a few more dependency. And the first dependency is a Spring Web, okay, and this, and also we need Spring Data API for querying our database, and the Spring Data API, this one, and also we need for storing our data. We need a database, that we are going to use in this project. I'm going to use a Postgres and a PostgreSQL driver, and also the last dependency, which is Lombok. The Lombok is, I hope you know the Lombok. Lombok is just removing some boilerplate codes in our entity class, which is a model class, and getter and removing getter and setter constructor is something like that. Okay, and after that, I need to click this generate button, and then it will generate, and then it will automatically download. That's great. Generate, and this is zip format, and then we need to open it in the IntelliJ IDE. Okay, let's go. Okay, I opened the project using the IntelliJ IDE. Now, before writing any code, I want to show something. Spring Boot code structure, and in the gigs.org website there is something like very useful and very there is for creating our product using Spring Boot. There is a lot of styling, for a lot of structure. There is mainly two structure, and everybody use, but someone is confusing and how to structure the Spring Boot application. And there is a written, as you can see, there is no any specific layout, or there is no any code structure, but there is as you can see here, and there is there is a two structure, especially structure by feature and structure by layer. And that as features, like for we are just creating one package inside, for example, customer package inside the entity, like entity, controller, service, repository, everything it must be inside a customer package. Okay, and we have order package inside. There is the same scenario. Okay, and this is like this is a lot of advantage. As you can see, the little advantage: find a class to be modified easy, by deleting particular sub package. All the classes related to certain feature can be deleted. Something like testing and refactoring easy. Features can be shipping separately. This is a lot of advantages. But there is the second style, which is the by layer, as you can see here. And we are just creating domain package and controllers package, services, repository, and inside we are just creating. For example, inside the controllers, we're just creating only controllers, order controllers, customer controllers, or maybe product controllers, something like. Okay, and but for approaching through this style, which is by layer, there is a few disadvantages. Okay, As you can see here, feature or models cannot be shipped separately. Something like, there is a few disadvantages, as you can see. Therefore, in this project, I wanna design my Spring Boot project by feature. Okay, let's go and let's start coding. Okay, first we need to create our package. As you know, I told I wanna design this project by feature, and therefore first I need to create a new package, which is the product. Inside the product, and I need to create first this entity, which is a model, product model, a new class, and product, which is a class. And inside, let's write a first private, and which is a long type of, it will be ID, okay, and which is ID. And also we have one more private and a string, and the name of the product sorry, and also private. We have a double, which is the price, and also one more string, and it will be the description. And also finally we have an image URL of the product, image URL, yeah, and this is our entity. And then after that we need to create our getter and setters, but as you remember, we added Lombok dependency, and then we are just using, and first add and to string, and also add getter from Lombok, and let's change this, import everything from Lombok. Also let's write a setter, and equal in hash code, and no args constructor, all args constructor, and also entity. And this model we need to tell to the Spring Boot this class is entity, which is a model. Okay, I need to write entity, which is like that. And also there is a problem is popping up, entity does not have primary key. Yeah, we will add it. And the entity must have a primary key from primary key, and we are just we need to write like add and JavaX and the persistences. We are just importing it, and this is like we need to write a primary key, which is like from the JavaX and persistences.id, and also we need to write a generated value, and generation strategy is generation type auto. Okay, yes, and this is all about our entity, which is our model for our product. Okay, now we need to create our repository, okay, for just using our available classes, and we're just using like interface and product repo. In here we need to write like extends, and then we need to write like JPA repository, and here we need to write the repository, which is the product, and also need to write long ID type of id is long. This is our repository is ready, and then we need to use our repository in our service. Okay, and now I need to create my service. Product service, which is a type class, and inside the service, first we need to inject our repository, private final and the product repo, which is the product repo, and let's hover over and add the constructor parameter. And in here, you know, which is the most popular dependent injection helps us, which is, you know, we need to write like here add auto wired, which is second one, and also we need to here annotate, which is this one is service. Okay, and we just injected our product repo to our product service. Now we need to create a few more methods for, you know, for adding, deleting, finding by ID, and something like this kind of. Okay, and the first method is public, and we need to create add a product, and the type of method, which is, you know, our method is return the product, and the name of method is add product, and on the argument we are just writing product, which is just taking the product and just return, and the product repo dot save, and we need to give the product. Okay, and that's it. This is the add product in our service, and also we need to, you know, create one more method, which is next method is and getting all the product. Okay, and the type of list from Java util, and the type of the list, which is, you know, the product, and which is the get all products, and on the argument we don't need to write nothing, and return product repo dot find all. Yeah, that's it. This is our get all product method. And the next method is, you know, find the product by ID. You need to find one product by ID. Okay, and the public, which is the type of is return the product, and find product by ID, something like this. And on the argument we need to write the type of, which is ID long ID, and the return, which is the product repo dot find by ID, and we need to write ID. And in here, just as you can see, here it's like showing the errors, and if you see that here is the java.util optional. It's, you know, when we are using, this function, this method is called, you know, something like, you know, in our database maybe it doesn't have with this ID and the product, it doesn't, maybe there is no this kind of product maybe with this ID. In this situation where you need to handle some errors, you know, like or else throw, which is this one, and as you can see there's error gone, and inside, which is a new product not found exception. And this is this is something like class, but it's not exists, therefore is the right. But we will create this the class, okay? But it takes something like product, okay? And now we need to hover over this, and we need to create this product not found exception. Let's create it, and which is this string, and in here we need to like message, and we need to extend time exception, runtime exception, yes. And inside we need to write like use the super class and the construction, which is the super, and inside we are just passing the message, okay? And this is our the product not found exception. And now if I go to the product service, this is error gone, as you can see. And also we need to create the last method, which is the public, and which is a void. It will not return nothing. And this is delete, as it will take id long, too long. And inside we're just calling product repo dot delete by id, and just pass the id. Yeah. Now our product service is ready, and then we can use our product service in our controller, okay? Now we need to go to the product package, and then we need to create the product controller, which is a class. First we need to annotate this class, which is this is REST controller, and also request mapping, okay? Request mapping. Inside we need to just write product, okay? Something like that. And now inside, I'm gonna write the private final, which is the product service, this one. Okay, just hover over, add the constructor, and we need to auto wire it. We are just we're just injecting. This is the dependency injection, okay? And from here we need to create our endpoints and methods, okay? And the first method is public. We are just getting all products, okay? And the type of this, I'm gonna use the response entity, and that's where we write the type of what kind of and we are just taking list of the product, okay? And therefore I'm gonna write and the list from util, which is the product, okay? And now and get all products, get all products. And here we don't need to pass anything. In here we're just taking the list of product and just storing the variables, which is the list and product, which is the products is equal to, which is this when I write the service, we're gonna use the service first dot get all products, okay? And now we need to return and the new response entity, and first we need to give the products, okay? Products, and we need to write the HTTP status, okay? HTTP status code, okay? Yeah. And this is this is the get all products, which is in here we need to annotate, which is this one is get mapping, okay? Get mapping. And this is our, and the get endpoint, get all products endpoint. When the user is requesting and to the product with the get method, and then we are just returning all products in our database. Okay, and now we need to return single product by, and this is the method like get product by ID, something like. Okay, let's create this method, public, and the response entity, and in here we just write a product because in single product, and get the, and here now that we are just reading the ID from the past. Okay, something like pass variable, and which is the ID. After that, let's gonna write a long type of ID. Okay, and inside I'm gonna write the product, and product is equal to, and product service dot find product by ID. Okay, and here we need to write pass the ID, and here we need to annotate this, which is get mapping, and here we need to write find ID. Okay, find ID. On the URL we are just passing the ID. Okay, find and then ID, and then from in here we're just reading the pass variable, like that, and then we're just passing to the product, find product by ID method. Okay, and now we need to return new response entity, and here just write the product, and also HTTP. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, and this is our get product by ID method. Okay, endpoints. When we are when user requesting and to the product and slash and find and slash an ID, and with the get method it will that we are just returning we are just finding the product with ID. If the product exists in our database, we're just returning. If not, as you remember, we are just returning the error on the service class. We're just returning the error. Okay, and here, and let's go to the controller, and we're gonna create our next method, and I'm gonna write the public and response entity. Here just write the product, and add product, and here we are just reading the product from the request body. Okay, and here I'm gonna write post mapping, and add, and here we are just reading our product from the request body. Okay, request body, like this one, and after that I'm gonna write a product inside. I'm gonna write the product and the new product is equal to product service dot add product, and then I'm gonna just pass the product. Okay, so like this, and then we need to return new response entity, and here I'm gonna write the new product, and also the status, HTTP status, which is created. Okay, This is our post method, and this I'm gonna copy, Command D, and will be the put method. This one, the put mapping, and I'm gonna write update and slash and also ID. Okay, we need to give the on the URL with ID. Okay, if you want to update some product, we need to give the ID. And here let's gonna write add pass variable ID, and also let's write long ID. First, in here, the first we need to find our product from our database, and then we need to update all fields value with the new value. Okay, and I'm gonna for now let's change this and a new product, and let's gonna change the updated product. And first we're gonna find the product, find product by ID, and let's wanna pass ID in here, and for now let's wanna cat this one, and let's write update product dot set, and first let's gonna set a name. In here I'm gonna write the product and dot get name. Yeah, this. And as you can see here, we are just updating in the product, updated product, we are updating our product name with the new variable, of the field. Okay, and the next one, updated product dot set price, and the product get price, and the updated product dot set, let's set description, and the next one dot set image URL, the last one. Yeah, and we updated all the fields variable, and then we need to save updated product to our database. Okay, and now we're just calling the replace service, which is a product service. First dot add product, and we need to pass the updated product. Okay, and let's return new response entity, and let's write updated product with HTTP status. Okay, yes, yeah. This is our put endpoint. We are in here. We are just updating. Oh, I didn't updated this side. Let's change update, and this is our update product endpoints. And as you can see here, we're just passing with the ID, and we are just finding our the product, and then we are just setting and the product fields with new fields of variable. Okay, and we're going to create a last method, which is the delete inputs, and public, it will not return anything, which is the response entity, and something like this, and the delete, and we need to read from the pass variable ID, and then long ID, type of ID. Okay, and inside we're just calling product service dot delete, and then we just pass the ID, and let's rotate delete mapping, and we need to write like delete, and ID, you need to put ID, and also and return new response entity, and here we are just returning the HTTP status. Okay, HTTP. Now we have created our we have finished our controller, and before running our project, and we need to open our application properties. In here we need to configure our database. Okay, and first I'm just copy and paste existing code. This is our database configuration. You can just copy and paste it. I will put GitHub repo. Okay, you can just go to my GitHub repository, and then you can just copy this code, and then you can just paste into application.properties. Okay, and also you know that you need to create a product database, and then you know if you don't have the product database, you should just go to the terminal and then PostgreSQL, and then just create the database product. Okay, and now is I have a product database, and then I need to go to the main application, and then I just run. Okay, and here you want to enable, yes, we need to, yes, we will enable it, and it is just running. Now as you can see here, Tom got started on port 8080, and then we just through this URL, and we can just access to our server, and then you know I want to use the Postman for testing. Okay, we're gonna test. I created everything, and then it's ready. And first let's gonna send to this port 8080 and product. As you can see, we don't have any database. We need to add to our database. Okay, and now as you can see here, there is the data, and there's the boilerplate data that I just created, and the name, description, price, and image URL. And let's gonna send it. Now our data is successfully created on the database, and as you can see here is returned with ID 1 and the name, price, and description. Okay, now if I go to the get product, and then if I send one more, now I have a data on my database. Okay, and also we're gonna send one more data, which is 13. And now we have two data on our database. Now we're gonna take update endpoints, and we're gonna update the second one, which is this one, iPhone, and then which is this one. We need to update iPhone 13 Pro Max and black. We're gonna change to the white, and white 13 max. Okay, and let's send it, and HTTP status code is 200. Okay, and it is, you know, the white is, they just updated, and let's gonna check it, send it. As you can see here, our data is updated. And now at the last endpoint, which is delete, so we're gonna delete the first iPhone 14. Let's gonna delete this one, iPhone 14, and let's send it. As you can see, is 200. And let's go to the get product and send one more. Now is the first data is deleted.